Howdy, Brazos Valley. Welcome to the latest real estate market update, your go-to source for the latest trends and stats in the Bryan-College Station housing market and beyond. I'm Hayden Riley, a licensed broker associate with Inhabit Real Estate Group, and whether you're buying, selling, or just keeping an eye on the market, I've got you covered. Today, we'll dive into the numbers from last month, straight from the Bryan-College Station MLS, the Texas Association of Realtors, and the Texas Real Estate Center. From sales volume to median home prices, we'll break it all down to help you make an informed decision based on this dynamic market. So grab a cup of coffee, maybe a pen and a paper, and let's see how this market's shaping up. Trust me, there are some interesting trends you won't want to miss. You ready? Let's jump in. Here we are, and it's March of 2026, which means we're going over February's numbers. Let's get started with average days on market. Looking at the pink line today, at 117 days, which is slightly lower than 119 days that we had in January. The slight decline is usual as we start to see more and more market activity happen. Average days on market goes down. Just like the amount of activity goes up, market days on market goes down. Makes total sense. Next, we're going to take a look at the units sold or closed transactions. And our pink line is kind of hidden over here because it's directly on top of the red line, or more or less thus far mimicking what we saw in 2020 right now, at 213 days on market compared to 211 back then, 195 back in January compared to 199. So we'll see if that trend continues, that we follow that. 2020 was also when the pandemic began. So let's hope not. Let's hope that it continues to increase March, April, May, which is what we usually see in non-pandemic years. Our new listings taken, our peak for this, by the way, is usually March or April, which is just prior to the buying season, where people are purchasing in May, June, and July, which makes sense. People are trying to get their house on the market before the buyers flood the market. We're at 524 new listings for the month of February, and I have a feeling that will only go up as we progress through March and April. Time will tell, of course. Next, we'll take a look at just the Bryan-College Station area, as that's the primary driver of our real estate statistics. Our median price point is at $308,000, which is up 2.9%. Active listings are up 15.7%. Our days on the market, 111. The price distribution, about where it usually is. Our number one spot is between $200,000 and $300,000. Number two spot is $300,000 to $400,000, and that is a very common distribution there, and that's distribution of active listings. Closed sales are down 1%, and our months of inventory, 4.8 months of inventory. What we do to come up with that number is ask the question: how many? If we sold the same number of properties in the month of February over and over again, how many months would it take us to deplete our inventory? And the answer is 4.8 months. Now, that's slightly below the 6-month mark that we typically consider the line of demarcation between a buyer's market and a seller's market. Seller's market being lower than six months. But what I've seen thus far would indicate that we're more or less of a balanced market right now. So we'll see if that continues. And last but not least, we're looking at the market activity. This is just for last week. I keep track of this weekly, as you can imagine. And what we do is we look at the how many properties went under contract in the last week as a percentage of the total active listings. So 97 properties went under contract last week. Out of 1,751 active listings, that's 5.5% of our inventory going under contract in 1 week. That's pretty good. We were in the fours. We jumped up a couple weeks to 6.9%. But we've definitely seen, on average, a higher percentage of activity happening from week to week. So we'll see if that continues as we get into the summer months. That's usually the trend. But again, our inventory is also climbing. So like I said, we will see. And that's a wrap on this month's Brazos Valley Real Estate Market Update. Thanks so much for tuning in and staying informed about our ever-evolving market. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update. Your support helps us reach more people just like you who want to stay on top of the real estate trends that matter. As always, if you're looking to buy, sell, or have any questions about the real estate market, I'm just a call or message away. Until next time, stay tuned, stay informed, and take care, Brazos Valley. I'll see you in the next update.